Hello everybody, I am Torit Mahato and you are watching Art in Purulia. This video is a sequel of my earlier video 5 mistakes made by beginner watercolorists. In that video I discussed about using poor quality materials, paints, brushes and paper, making the whole painting at one go, using white for depicting white and making a color light using white, not knowing the color concepts and mixing too many colors, ending up making muddy and dull colors, and making the pencil outline too dark, which showed up even after painting. In this second part or the sequel of the similar kind of video, I'm going to talk of the mistakes I made as a beginner watercolorist. And I feel most of the beginner watercolorists who do not have formal training make similar kind of mistakes. First mistake was using too much of water and not using masking tape to fix the edges, thus landing up with buckled paper and also not a very neat and tidy finish with the painting. If the paper has too much of water, the paint will be uncontrollable. So the excess water has to be drained out or soaked, and then you need to wait for a few moments before you start painting. The surface should be wet but not too shiny. That means the water should not be visible. The paint should spread but not to other parts where it should not go. Moreover, too much of water will dilute the paint further and mix with other colors and also make cauliflowers, a kind of texture which you do not want on your watercolor painting. They look like cauliflowers and make very unwanted shapes. If we do not fix the paper on a board with tape, the paper will keep moving, and also with water it will lose its shape and buckle up. So it's always a good idea to tape the paper on a painting board or any hard surface, whatever is comfortable to you. The next mistake I did was painting foreground features in the beginning itself before painting the background. See, most of the foreground features are quite bright and you get tempted to paint them first, but there are chances of damaging the painting while doing the backgrounds in this process. So it's better to start with the backgrounds, then the middle ground and then the foreground. So what happens is that you automatically overlap the background by the middle ground and the middle ground by the foreground, if at all it requires some amount of overlap. And that way you create a sense of distance and you create good illusion of depth in your painting. Next mistake was using too dark a color in the beginning itself. It should be from light to dark. If we use too dark colors in the beginning itself, there remains no scope for subsequent layers. So it's always better to build the values in layers. Next mistake was applying another layer before the earlier layer has dried up completely. See, what happens is, if the earlier layer has not dried up, you will land up with paints going into unwanted areas and making a mess out of it. And also the colors will get muddy because they will get mixed up where you don't want it. So we should have enough patience to make sure it's dry. Of course, if you want to intentionally add to some effect that way where you need to keep the paper moist, definitely you should apply color as you wish to. But if you want a layer to be painted over the earlier layer without the paints getting mixed up, you should wait for the layer to dry. The last mistake in this video what I am going to discuss is, I was not making use of the techniques available for making various textures such as lifting, scratching, or using salt or alcohol and so on. There are some really beautiful techniques, and mind you, they are not cheating actually, which can make very convincing textures, and they add real good value to your painting. Here the meaning of value is not same as the value of colors what we have been discussing. We should use these techniques to create illusion of textured objects, and that help us creating good forms and giving a three-dimensional effect with objects with good volumes. I'll be dropping some table salt to depict the sandy texture in the foreground, and also I'll use drops of alcohol to depict the flower heads of dandelions. You can see how beautifully the effects come out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have started a new series on acrylics. If you are not following the videos, you can have a look. You may find them interesting, and if you are interested in acrylics, definitely the videos will help you. Stay healthy and safe. See you.